for this month, December. Indeed, 100, if not 150.
Individual investors have really piled into the Bitcoin ETFs.
It's all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. It's very clustered. So maybe 6 to 12 months of real bull market action. Bitcoin should be in a well-balanced portfolio. It has a place in a well-balanced institutional portfolio. That was unheard of a couple of years ago. Right now, I mean, the BlackRocks and the Fidelities are talking about it, and it's logical with all the action we see on the MicroStrategy, treasury kind of things, and with Trump and National Reserve talks, big investors, ETFs. Yeah, to be honest, I would be surprised if we're not ending somewhere near 251 million.
Anonymous Bitcoin analyst Plan B is confident that Bitcoin is firmly in a bull market, predicting a significant surge on the horizon. He attributes this outlook to increasing investor activity and declining Bitcoin balances on exchanges, which he sees as indicators of an impending major price movement. Bitcoin's price has already surged 124% year-to-date in 2024, recently crossing the $99,100 mark. Plan B, renowned for his stock-to-flow model, remains optimistic following key milestones such as the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs and the historic price trends often observed after Bitcoin halvings, which typically signal the onset of massive bull runs. According to Plan B, Bitcoin is now in the phase of the market cycle that precedes explosive price growth. He anticipates the coming months to be pivotal, with sharp price pumps and corrections offering significant opportunities for gains as we approach 2025. With increasing institutional adoption, Plan B expects Bitcoin to reach even greater heights, edging closer to its next all-time high by the end of 2024.
Hi guys, hope to see you guys at Dubai Token 2049. We have exclusive 10% off the limited super early bird tickets. Click the link below. This pass will grant you access to speaking sessions, networking app, exhibition hall, daily networking drinks, and also included breakfast, lunch, and coffee breaks, all included the package. I love to see everyone there. Peace out.
I have no crystal ball, but still I was very happy with the 70K we got back then,
Yes.
right? Coming from, what was it, 4K, 1K, when probably there will be ranges like 100K, 1 million. That's a wide range, obviously, but I still think that range is, we can narrow it down a little bit. I've done that before on Twitter. So I'm thinking 250, 1 million is where I expect it to be on average, right? That's not the all-time high or anything. That's the next level that Bitcoin will rotate to with all the action we see on the MicroStrategy, treasury kind of things, and with Trump and National Reserve talks, big investors, ETFs. To be honest, I would be surprised if we're not ending somewhere near 251 million. I mean, if we really go to, say, 500K Bitcoin, that would be a 10 trillion market cap, up from today's 2 trillion market cap. So that needs some capital, some flowing from either real estate or stocks or bonds or gold towards Bitcoin. And yeah, I think that's what we're seeing right now, that Bitcoin should be in a well-balanced portfolio. It has a place in a well-balanced institutional portfolio. That was unheard of a couple of years ago. Right now, I mean, the BlackRocks and the Fidelities are talking about it like it's, always has been like that. And it's logical. So no, I think those events play into the enormous jump in price level that we all expect. And it's, I mean, in that case, and I'm thinking about my third article that I once wrote about the stock-to-flow X model, which is of course a very broad model, but it was comparing Bitcoin with gold and real estate, and it was talking about stages, like or phases actually. So the beginning Bitcoin was just a proof of concept, a nerd toy. Then it went to a transactional thing. It broke $1 for one Bitcoin. It was wow, this thing has some worth. We can use it for paying cups of coffee. And then we got the idea of digital gold, and now we're entering a phase where it's an institutional asset, where BlackRock, Fidelity, and even national states are thinking about investing in it. So no, it's really a next chapter, and a new price level, a higher price level, goes with that next chapter. I think we will see an 80%. You knew that.
So
right?
$1 million back to 200,000, and we're depressed. Great.
Yeah. Oh, Bitcoin crashed to 200,000. We're gonna laugh at that tweet one day.
Plan B has shared his latest predictions for Bitcoin's price movements, based on current market conditions. He anticipates a massive influx from ETFs in December, driving Bitcoin's price to $150,000. From January to July, Plan B foresees a series of events pushing Bitcoin's value to $200,000, with continued growth throughout 2025. By the end of 2025, he projects Bitcoin could reach $500,000 and even considers a scenario where it hits an unprecedented $1 million.
Yeah, it's like that. I think it will be like that, and because everybody's talking about the super cycle, but really institutional investors are also humans. They also have greed and fear, and it's not like the stock market didn't have any crashes, right, in 2008, and even with institutional investors, you have crashes. So no, I don't think that changes anything at all.
Are you surprised that we haven't seen more institutional adoption and more nation state adoption yet, considering it's been now over 4 years, I believe, since MicroStrategy first bought Bitcoin? Obviously, the accounting rules were not particularly friendly at that time. But now that, a company can put Bitcoin on its balance sheet without unfavorable accounting rules, and nations like El Salvador have done exceptionally well, do you think that we're going to see a lot more of that quickly, or do you think those things just take time?
I thought we would see it much faster, and obviously there was a lot of inertia in the market, a lot of lagging.
The Global Strategic Reserve, the United States should buy all that Bitcoin before announcing that they've bought all that Bitcoin, or they're just going to raise the price by double before they get the chance.
And I'm quite sure they do that. They're just doing it under the radar, and they keep doing it as long as possible.
Yeah, and so
that's what I would do.
Do you think that will happen?
I don't know how the political system really works. If Trump can really decide that, or he needs the Senate and the Congress, of course, and how those numbers are. But yeah, I think he has enough to do it, and I think the money you need for it is small enough to do it. It's like nothing.
If the United States puts Bitcoin officially on the balance sheet, doesn't every country in the world effectively have to?
Well, the US has one big advantage, and that's it can just print the dollars, right? It doesn't need real dollars. Just print the dollars, buy the Bitcoin, and be over with it. Well, the good news is that the other side, the investment world, is very quick, very fast in interpreting what the new route will be. So, for example, in Argentina, with Milei, he does sort of the same thing, right? He fires department after department in the government, in the administration, and investors have a trust in him. So the inflation stopped, the economy is growing, and pretty fast, I should say. I think he's only 3 or 6 months at the job, and he already succeeded in making all those numbers better.
Amazing.
And I think that will be the same.
And people thought that it would collapse everything. But it's one of those situations, if you have like 10,000% inflation or whatever it was, I don't know if that's the number.
Maybe.
Well, what's your risk of trying?
Yeah, exactly. It is a big mess now, and it for sure will be a big mess if you fix it. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that's what investors will support and see and trust.
The head of BlackRock's digital assets division has described Bitcoin as a risk-off asset, highlighting its growing appeal among institutional investors as a global monetary alternative. While Bitcoin has recently shown strong correlation with U.S. equities, BlackRock's executive emphasizes that it remains a decentralized, scarce, and non-sovereign asset with no counterparty risk. Bitcoin's price has surged 49% this year, thanks in part to the approval of ETFs holding both Bitcoin and Ether, although Ethereum's narrative among institutional clients remains less defined. Plan B, a well-known Bitcoin analyst, remains optimistic about Bitcoin's future. He predicts that a strategic Bitcoin reserve in the US by April 2025 could push the price to $400,000. Additionally, a global race among nations, excluding the European Union, to accumulate Bitcoin may drive its value to $500,000. Plan B also anticipates that AI integration in financial markets will propel Bitcoin's price to $600,000 by mid-2025, with investor FOMO potentially taking it to $1 million by year-end. However, Plan B warns that this explosive growth might not be sustainable. He forecasts a distribution phase in 2026, bringing Bitcoin back to $500,000, followed by a bear market in 2027, with prices potentially dropping as low as $200,000. Despite these fluctuations, the increasing adoption of Bitcoin as a hedge against fiat currency debasement and fiscal challenges underscores its long-term potential. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.